Today, a visitor from Australia, and a 39-year-old C64 poser metal tape game put to the ultimate loading test, and the 8-bit guy. Australia, awesome music. Super movies. And great Snobsoft users. So recently I was waiting for Troy Duncan, whom I had already met on Facebook. The SX-64 user wanted to log into Snobsoft from a record-breaking distance of 10,000 miles, all the way from Australia. Without a doubt, that would make him the most distant Snobsoft visitor of all time. After a few hours of waiting, activity in the BBS. Could that already be Melbourne? The timing would work. Here in Hamburg, it's just before 10, and in Australia, it's almost 6 p.m. As I just decided to simply ask who's there, something moved in the BBS prompt. By the way, something I'm only now noticing while editing this video. Almost an 8-bit guy attempting a 3x+. More on what that means later. Okay, now quickly into the SysOp chat to ask if Down Under is already on the line. Yes, there he is, 10,000 miles away from Australia. As I explained in another video, due to a bug, I can't use emoticon symbols like brackets or semicolons. Otherwise, the chat goes haywire and spits out nothing but garbage. That's why grin is spelled out. Yes, exactly. Troy on the other side of the chat can write emoticons with impunity without triggering the garbage bug. Computers can be peculiar. But back to what's really important. Troy's Snobsoft session from about 10,000 miles away, which finally worked, and which you're now watching. It was already a challenge just for us to meet in Snobsoft, let alone deal with all the connection issues within the BBS. Troy goes to sleep at 2 p.m. German time, and when I get up around 6 a.m., it's already 2 p.m. for Troy down under. The chat then continued for a while about topics like new user entries and lecker Brötchen. And here, Troy is already bidding farewell again from the distant land of kangaroos, where he was busy as I caught him in the Snobsoft chat. And I say goodbye, not without pointing out the previously mentioned triple plus, which Snobsoft really dislikes and should not be used. Troy doesn't miss the chance to wrap up our memorable session with a friendly, typically Australian "G'day mate," sent all the way to Hamburg. Here's some old-school data transmission patina. And now things are getting exciting. Pay close attention to what happens next. Oh no, Troy is truly channeling an authentic 8-bit guy. Now the BBS is really acting up. Keep an eye on the error counter at the bottom center. It goes all the way up to the maximum allowed 20 errors. And then the user gets kicked out. And why do I call this doing an 8-bit guy? Or what does David Murray have to do with it? Well, take a look here. Regular viewers of my channel may perhaps recall these scenes from the Snobsoft visit by the well-known YouTuber. The issue is that this triple plus can really throw the BBS off balance. But everything works out fine here once again. Additionally, it had prevented my chat attempt with the YouTube icon, as the BBS wouldn't accept any other commands till reboot. By the way, at least in Germany, no one used triple plus to sign off back then. The Lokov command was commonly used for that. I only know triple plus as a way to put the modem into command mode. All right, back to Australia. Here's Troy's greeting command as Melbourne wakes up early in the morning. And he was kind enough to send me a few impressions of how our session looked from his SX-64. And what a wonderful coincidence. After Vandal's SX-64, yet another one of these rather rare species has found its way into the nearly 40-year-old C64 BBS. And a huge thank you, Troy, for your help in creating this video with your fantastic footage that you filmed under difficult circumstances just for me.
And now for something completely different.
Thank you, Mr. Cleese. Okay, now let's get to this little gem here.
This Commodore, the heart of war in 86.
Otherwise, we also have the Lammasette in use, kindly donated by Snobsoft user Elfos. Plus this really pretty Aldi C64, which was gifted to me by Snobsoft user Dittmar. And as you might have guessed, this Competition Pro joystick was also a gift. In this case, from none other than Snobsoft's Christian. Okay, let's get started right away and check if the 39-year-old Storm Tape game still loads in the probably equally old Lammasette. The tape is rewound, so we can load it right away without having to rewind again. But really, does the Lammasette even work? Okay, then I'll swing the camera over to the iconic breadbox start screen, eagerly awaiting the hopefully incoming tape data stream. Now with my other free hand while balancing the tripod, I'll type in load without the .8. As a floppy user since 1983, I still have to get used to that. My buddy Hanno Behrens has been hearing these lines from me for over 40 years, and now you've heard them quite a few times as well. Now just need to hit the play button. Yes, and I hear a humming. It's moving, including the tape, which thankfully hasn't fused together over the decades, causing everything to jam mechanically. Fantastic. Although, one shouldn't celebrate too early. Will the Storm Metal Poser game actually load correctly into the C64? Will the Lammersetter even find the start of the game? I have no idea how long something like this usually takes, since, as I said, I wasn't a tape user back in the day. Only now am I trying to authentically relive the full Lammerset misery from back then. Found Storm. I think I need to press a key on the C64 now for it to continue. I'll set the tripod back up and fiddle around a bit. Well, this is looking pretty good so far. So, to pass the time, here's the song Joystick Fieber by the Neue Deutsche Welle band Ladefehler. This fits perfectly right now, especially since Troy Duncan, yes, the very one from this video, wants to learn German. And why not do that by singing along? I'll link the German lyrics to Joystick Fieber under this video.
Mein Joystick, der wird heiß.
Ah, the title screen.
Kennst du Summer Games oder anderen Spaß? Bei Copyparties die ganze Nacht. Raubkopien auf Disketten. Wer hätte das gedacht? Der Krieger auf dem Bildschirm.
They are singing The Warrior on the Screen. How fitting to the loading picture.
Von Summer Games bis zu Maniac Mansion. Wir ratterten weiter ganze Nächte durch. Kein Level blieb unbesiegt. Kein Gegner uns entwischt. Headbanger und Highscore-Killer. Hennhaft und wild.
I'll show you a quick look at the loading progress on the dataset.
Der Commodore bringt uns Glück. Jeder Game-Over-Schirm lässt uns nicht zurück. Mit 8-Bit-Magie, wir klauen die Zeit. Disketten drehen sich in grenzenloser Freiheit.
Okay, no discs spinning this time as the song loudly proclaims. Instead, the tape is rotating.
Piratenflaggen wehen. Software aus der Hölle. Wir tauchen ein in Pixelträume. Jay Watson raubkopiert die Nacht. Die Nacht, die Nacht.
Success, right on cue. Here comes Storm. I must immediately apologize for not connecting the C64 to the sound system, so there's no audio. That's especially unfortunate, since the music and sound effects are by David Whittaker, as we just saw in the scroll text. And as for the strange colors, that's because I'm using only a monochrome cable. The image is actually black and white, and the color is just a poor interpretation from the camera. And here I am, already trying out Storm, and I quickly realized it wasn't really my thing. But that wasn't the point of this loading test anyway. It's truly remarkable that this nearly 40-year-old tape game loaded at all. And I tip my hat to the equally ancient Lammerset, which worked without a hitch. And now, thanks to the magic of video editing, I can still bring you a few moments of David Whittaker's Storm song. I was especially delighted by the overwhelming response to my Making of Snobsoft video. Feel free to comment under the video what you'd like to see next. I'm open to all topic suggestions. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. Also, don't hesitate to leave a comment. Share the video or recommend it to others.
Yeah, the screen lights up, light it up. The lines are buzzing, it's the place to be. Dial in with the touch of time.